Then as the city roars, tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal, feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal, feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole, and as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here from the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, live from the Ice Cave. What is going on to everybody? I know, we're all depressed. The freaking Chiefs won again. The referees helped them again. But there's only one man and one team that we know can beat them. And that's Jackpot Joey and the Cincinnati Bengals. You can believe it or not if you want Chiefs fans, but it's true. Anyway, what's going on to everybody in the chat? We got Brandon, the Strangers in there, Paul Painters in there, Crypt Keeper, what's up? Stranger, where you been at? Oh, you got a new phone. All right, well, I'm glad you're back. Happy to have you back. But let's get into this. The Bengals today had the press conference for Al Golden. They also got Jerry Montgomery as a D-line coach and running game coordinator, and Mike Hodges is the linebacking coach. And one thing that Al Golden said, drafting and developing, number one job for the Bengals. I completely agree. And he also said that means the same way with free agents. You got to get those guys in here and get them to buy into the system and all that cool stuff. That happens. The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl next year. I guarantee it. Let's get to the co-fan of the year. The man, the myth, one of the greatest beards in Houday Nation. He's Bengals Captain. What up, Cap?
What is going on?
Dude, I am ready for this.
What we need to do for you need to sing the intro. We need to record you singing that intro.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
And play that for one of the intros.
I don't think anybody wants to hear me singing.
Hell, we'll do it together, man. It'll be terrible. It'll be gloriously terrible.
That is an AI singing, so I can't get copyrighted on anything like that. If
there you go.
I can't copyright it.
I love anyway.
AI. So, all right. Al Golden, it's official. They had a press conference today. Did you get a chance to watch any of it? I know you've been working all day.
Working all day. Absolutely crazy day today. But I've heard a few bits, and like the one you talked about, man, he says everything I need to hear. And it's not just coach speak. When you think about it, some coaches won't say it. They won't verbalize it, but he's another culture builder. He's another development guy. The fact that he talked about the draft and development, that was a little elbow to, hey, front office, we're going to need a little bit of help to make that run, because I'm telling you, all in in 25, we're winning it all. No team scares me.
No, I mean,
we saw this weekend.
Just watching these games this weekend, I'm going, damn it! If we
Philly looked good. Philly looked good.
Philly looked good. I will give it to Philly. Philly did look good. But the rest of them, like the Chiefs, I say hats off. You went 3 in a row. Blah, whatever. It sucks. I think the
Cheap
referees, the referees still helped you. I think that was a first down Allen got, but
that was a first down. That was an obvious first down. It wasn't even close. Like, that's the thing. People talk about like, well, you didn't have a challenge. You couldn't challenge because you lost one earlier, whatever, blah, blah. That is the little things that they can do. So go ahead. If it's a Chiefs fumble, rule it not a fumble. So all the borderline stuff is impossible to overturn, but to me, it was clear as day. You could literally see where he was holding the football compared to his helmet and where his helmet was.
The ball's on the right side. The ball's on his right side.
See, I thought it was like in the middle, skewing toward, closer to that line, but still roughly the helmet. His helmet was on the line. That spot was terrible, and then everybody brought up the third down before was a first down, and I thought that was true too.
Well, the one ref came in, gave it a first down, and if you saw him walking, the far ref, you saw him walking, he started walking, then he started going over this way, because the other ref had it not a first down. It's like, so which is it? If you caught it the first down, you should go there and say, I got the first down. Let's discuss this.
With eyes on it, the best view said, okay, here you go. To the dude behind the play that didn't see shit.
Yeah.
That make it make sense.
No. Well, that's where it comes in. They need to have the ref in the sky. The cam.
Columbus Fury, Second year, women's professional volleyball. Second year.
You were there.
We have seen some weird stuff with the officiating. They will come down off of their little perch at the net and discuss with other referees behind them. And like, it was weird, the one match. There were 3 or 4 times he came down, and they were long discussions. People started booing during volleyball. They can get it right during volleyball, for crying out loud. Right. And the NFL has way more money. Joe Burrow is paying for the referees in this pro volleyball, basically, and they're doing a better job than the referees in the NFL.
Yeah,
and I am co-fan of the year. And if you think that I'm going to win top spot, no, they hear me. They understand I'm talking trash about the NFL and the officiating.
Exactly. I guess I don't want to take this whole time talking about the Chiefs, because yesterday was.
Hey, I'll talk about officiating all day. Everyone is starting to get it. I have been.
Nothing changed. They did the same thing they kept doing. All the calls go to the Chiefs. I mean, there was a holding call that they freaking missed on one of them. I can't even remember which play it was. If I could see it from my couch from Cincinnati, Ohio, and you're on the field in Kansas City, and you can't see it. What are you looking at? Anyway. But to my point, I believe if we got, even with the way our the way our defense was playing at the end of the year, I think the Bengals with T against Jamar Chase had a better shot, because look, Josh Allen and the Bills started out sloppy. I mean, I don't think Josh Allen had a very good game. To be honest,
Josh?
He was throwing it all over the place. I mean,
there are two different sides to me. The side of me that feels bad for Josh, because I kind of like Josh Allen as a QB.
Yeah.
And then the other side that wants to run to social media and talk all kinds of trash for all the worst toxic Bills fans who were talking trash about Joe Burrow. And so there are two sides to me, but I was confused because it was not clutch. He had some beautiful throws at the end.
Oh, he did.
But he put them behind.
Yeah. And their defense is okay. One thing I want to get back to the tush push. All right, the one time Allen, he kept going to the left side, they know you're going to the left side. The one time he dove over the top and got it. Go to the right side. Go over to do something different. They know you're going that way.
Everyone wants to. We got to have Brady. We got to have Brady. Some of those calls, I'm thinking, man, if you just swapped helmets and swapped coaches, Bengals fans would have been livid. And I watch games like that. Like, okay, if this was a Bengals game, what would fans be losing their mind about? Oh, they would have hated it. Yeah. Like the Chiefs, apparently I read somebody talking, the Chiefs had previously called out that Josh Allen always goes left on those. Always.
Yeah, always. He does. He always
How
goes
much
left.
more predictable? You've got other teams stating how predictable your offense is.
They were saying it in the broadcast. The broadcasters were calling it out. It's like I was yelling at him. I'm like, go to the other side, go to the right, go straight up the middle, go do something different. It's not working. Like and the one time he did, they got the first down. It's like I just don't. Their execution was annoying.
It feels scripted. Like they messed up in order to make it look good, and then the Chiefs go on.
The thing is, like, you call it sour grapes or whatever. I believe that Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins would have executed better than the Bills did, because we've done it. They've done it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for the stupid pass interference call in week 2, we're in the damn playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's just anyway. I keep saying this stuff. It drives you nuts, but. I did want to talk about Al Golden, and I did like what he said. I'll go back to where you started here, is drafting and developing is the number one job. And that's where that has been the flaw the last couple years. Now, this past draft, I think it's been, we'll find out more as years to come, but this past draft, I think they hit a home run. I think all the guys they got in there, all of them contributed this year. They were all good. And hopefully they take the next step. That's the thing we'll find out next year. But you need to build on this. Duke Tobin has done this. He gets hot. He's hot and cold. He'll get hot. He'll run through drafts and we'll crush him. And free agency. Like, to me, the biggest thing is free agency. We've really messed up on the past 2 years, and that's where I keep saying this. I'll be surprised if this happens, but I'm hoping that the Bengals get T's done deal, Jamar's done deal's done, and Trey Hendrickson's deal done before the draft. I'm hoping to get all that done, get it out of the way. Free agency starts. We can figure out what we're going to do. All right, we got this much money. All this money's set aside for the players. We got this much to pay for free agency. We got this much for the draft. And then bam, 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 have a checklist and go after the guys. I want to go back to being one of the first teams to announce a free agent. And I'm kind of hoping that honestly they go get 2 guards is what I like to say. I know Mon, Firemon, he kind of said something where he doesn't want a bandit, which I agree. I'm not saying that you go get these guys and not go get somebody else. I think you still draft offensive linemen and guards in the draft, but you got to have somebody. We got to have somebody that we can plug and play in these 2 spots. And I don't know about you, Cap. I mean, and I'm not saying I really want to go this way, but I'm kind of okay with Cody Ford at one of the guards and getting another one. I prefer two new guards. What I prefer. But I think Cody Ford did pretty good this past offseason. What's your thoughts?
I think Cody showed up when he needed to. I was impressed because I'm sorry, hey, the women are dragging Cody because of TT, and I'm like, leave me out of that. I don't want anything to do with that. Like exactly. I'm worried about how he's playing on the field. Did he cheat? Did he break her heart? Like, hey, I'm not gonna let him date my sister after that.
No, but you play on the
team. For real. Like, I really don't care. So it was funny because I heard little whispers this and people talking and stuff like that. I'm like, stop, get the bad mojo away from my team. Deal with that on TikTok. Leave it out the Bengals, chats and responses to the post. Like, stop. And it seems like when that died down a little bit, maybe he started rolling. Yeah. I'm like, okay, hey, great. But I'm with you. Find whatever you can. Like, I just pulled up Pro Football Focus because literally I haven't looked at free agency at all. And their Pro Football Focus is number 2 free agent after number 1, which is T. Higgins. We gotta keep him.
Sign him.
Like, T, please come back. Please, worst case scenario, sign a franchise tag because you're going to win a Lombardi this year. I promise you, if you come back,
sign a franchise, or at least 10 of the franchise tag to give him more time to negotiate.
Yep.
People say that's shitty. I can totally see this happening, and he has to have communication with the Bengals, and the Bengals say, "Look, we're just tagging you, so it gives us it would give them exclusive negotiating rights. That's all that would do, and guarantee T. Yes, if they can't negotiate, I think T's guaranteed all this money, but it lengthens the window of negotiating with their. But
Trey Smith, agent. Like if something could happen and Orlando Brown Jr. could sway Trey Smith to leave Kansas City also, because we've got just as good, if not better, barbecue without all the shit on the field and the hay.
And you can have Skyline chili and Skyline ice cream now.
The Skyline ice cream, man, I might eat some. Oh, dude, you've got to. It's so good. But
it didn't come out to. I couldn't get any till today. I haven't got a chance to go out and get it yet, but that's on the list.
Yeah, I'm happy that I'm married to a woman that they sent to. Who else? Number 24, guard Will Freeze, Colts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I know James Green put out the Arizona Cardinals guard. I can't remember his name.
And then Tevin Jenkins, Chicago Bears. So hey, there's some values there. Of course, Kevin Zeitler. I'm sorry, he is just like Witt. You cannot kill a man. The man will not die.
I'm down for bringing Zeitler back. We should never let him leave. So I mean, there's guards out there, and I'm not saying break the bank. I mean, yes,
no, but don't say no because Cody Ford played well.
Yes, right.
If you've got someone who's as good as Cody or you think maybe better, and there's all kinds of data on all of these top guys, bring them in, every single one. I don't care. Oh, can we get the number 2, PFF's number 2 guy? Can we get Trey Smith from the Chiefs? If you made me guess, I'm saying probably not, but bring him in anyway. I don't care.
Kick the tires. Let's find out. Yeah, let's find out if it's
give them some Skyline Graders ice cream, and they're going to be hooked. Rob, yes, it is not chili flavored. I made the mistake too. I saw it's not chili flavored. It's the cinnamon spice. Ooh. And the crackers. It blows my mind. The crackers stayed crispy. They're crunchy. Like how I don't understand. This is like Christmas Vacation level, Clark Griswold food preservative like genius. How they kept the oyster crackers crispy in the ice cream blows my mind. But it's so good. I'm telling you.
I'll get Dustin's comment here. He said, I will say people were up in arms about the trade deadline this year. None of the trades proved to be making an impact across the NFL. Hopkins hasn't moved the needles for the Chiefs. Yeah.
And I just want to call out Dustin he's been critical of things on the team. But like that comment, he's been super, I feel like even keel throughout all of these shows. He'll call out BS when he sees it, and he'll bring up hey, fans don't always know. I appreciate that. That's pretty even judgment there.
Yeah, and the thing is for me, it's I've said this before. They need to have a plan and a good plan, and as far as free agency goes, and stick with it. The first move should be sign T, Trey, and Jamar. Sign all of them. And then while you're doing that, look, hopefully you're knocking out. All right, we want to look at this guy for guard. We're looking at this guy for edge. Bring him in, talk to him, see because that it's the tampering period now, and they don't tamper. We all know that's bull bleep. they all talk because there's no way that 12:01 midnight strikes free agency's open and contracts are already signed. So that happens. So that's to me is the first step this year in this offseason. After getting Al Gold to get the coach staff together, the next step is getting all our guys signed. Then the step after that is free agency. You got to figure out what you're doing. And the first step is getting a plan for all of this. And that's what I'm hoping they're doing. And the funny thing in the press conference, some of the Bengals press was asking Zach, are you watching these games? Did it, motivate you more? He goes, I didn't need any more motivation. Zach was so dead, he wasn't funny Zach, joking Jack. He was focused Zach today. That's a little bit I saw from him in the press conference that he I said this. Zach put himself on the line here, because he fired the whole coach staff, so it was his decision. If this doesn't work, which I think it's going to, but if this doesn't work, he's the next one to go. So this is a crucial. And I said this is the biggest offseason in Bengals history, I think, because we had Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Trey Anderson have historic seasons, and we freaking blew it because we didn't make the playoffs. You can't have that again. They got to get this right, and it starts here now. They got to get this right somehow. They get don't, and I hate the word. Everybody keeps saying that. Well, Mike Brown's cheap. Like
Mike Brown's not cheap.
they're spending money. They just haven't spent it in the right ways this year. They need to get back to smart spending. When they're signing DJ Reader, when they're signing Mike Hilton.
Scouting.
Yes.
I do not necessarily think adding people to the scouting department is going to help because, again, I'll look it up real quick, but I'm wondering about the Browns scouting department. It's the decisions you make with the data. And I would bet everything that I've got that the Bengals have had data that looking back on the decisions they made, they wish they would have stuck to their data. I bet so there's inconsistency. It's you're at the blackjack table and sometimes you're standing on 16 when the dealer's showing 7. You can't just guess like that. Like, well, this time I got a hunch he's gonna bust. That's not a face card. It's another 7, and then they're gonna pull another 8, and then boom, 22, and I'm gonna win this one standing on 7. No. You can't do that.
They need to make a priority. T. Higgins, Trey Henderson need to be priorities. Don't let them walk out the door like you did DJ Reader, like you did Jesse Bates. Keep your core guys. They have to do that. And the thing is, I can't remember who. I think it was Jake Lisco said this last week, and he brought a good point. He goes, "They say they already paid Joe, they pay T, they pay Jamar, and they pay Trey. Hey, who else are they paying?" I'm like, which he's right. We really don't have anybody else that has big money on this team, you know. And if you cut Kappa and cut a couple other guys, you're going to add even more to that salary cap. So they got the money to do this. It's just a matter of spending it wisely. And that's what, I mean, do the Chiefs, do they break the bank for all their guys? I mean, I don't know. I mean, they let Tyreek Hill go. I mean, you don't always have to keep everybody. You have to keep the right people. And then the ones you let go, you have to be ready to replace them. And the guys who replace them with have to work. And that's what has not happened for us the last 2 years on defense. Losing DJ Reader, replace him with Raggets, didn't work. Losing Jesse Bates, replace him with Mike Scott or Nick Scott or whatever the hell his name was, and then trying to bring Von Bell back there, it didn't work. Those are the things when they first signed DJ Reader and they signed Mike Hilton and they signed Trey Henderson, they hit on all of those guys. That's the Bengals we need to get back to.
That rebuilt the defense.
Yes, and they did it basically 2 off seasons. You know, and our defense, despite what people think, it's not as far off as you think it is. If you can consistently get a pass rush in this, it's going to make the secondary that much better. And that's where they need to concentrate on it. Plus, we need a big guy in the middle. I like to have that too. But all this is fixable in one offseason. And we're not talking about revamping the whole entire offensive line. Give me at least 1 guard, hopefully 2 guards. But if you go with 1 solid guard and then say Cody Ford or oh crap, I can't remember the other guard that we just drafted or that was there, the second rounder. Why can't I think of our other guard's name?
We
drafted out of Dakota State or South Dakota. Cordell Volson. If it's Cody Ford.
I'm thinking this. I thought you were talking about Matt Lee.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Which Matt Lee, maybe he could be one that could be a switch over to guard. If you're got one solid guard, and we know what Cody Ford can do, I'm okay with him being there. I would, like I said, again, I prefer 2 of them, but you can also draft 1 too in the second or third round and have them compete for that other offensive guard spot. That's what we need to have, because competition breeds championship football. I mean, you always want the guys having to compete for stuff. They're competing for the jobs. They're going to compete for the games. So I know I'm rambling on here, but that's where I'm at. This isn't that far away, I don't think.
No, we're not. We're not. Absolutely not.
Right here. So Al should have firsthand knowledge on this year's draft since he was Notre Dame for 2 years. He's more likely to play against most of the big games. And that's one thing he did say in his press conference. Like, he actually, the last couple of years, has seen these guys on the field. He's played against a lot of the big schools. So some of the top defensive guys, he not only saw them, he played against them, and had to and saw what they're worth and what their value
It
is.
just can't be weird. So I appreciate Al Golden and his thought process in who we should draft. I do, but, and I'll say but, just make sure it's not one of the what was it? How you open a jar, a mayo or whatever the crap was. We had to hear out of Alexander. I'm like, what on earth would you
about?
say? Like, I don't speak it, think it. Don't
Right.
ever say it out loud.
Right.
So we've got all the data in the world, and yeah, I'm looking at some of the scouting departments, 20 people, whatever. I'm seeing the articles that everybody was writing about how amazing it was that we built a Super Bowl team, and they're giving us love off of a smaller people. You can only meet with a certain number of college players.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like the NFL limits that. So it's not like more people, you get more, eyes on. The data's out there. Everybody is putting data out there. There are companies we've never heard of that are scouting players and putting out information that teams can subscribe to, or most of the time it's free. Use the data. Just make sure you're making the right decision. So, Al Golden, he saw somebody torch his Irish offense. Not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lean on that. Like, oh,
Right.
that personal, oh, I love that guy. Like, I watched him. He did all the right things without having dug into that the same level every single game. And like, hey, we are going to prioritize your captains, your leaders, the guys that people rally behind. We're gonna prioritize the hard workers. The guys with the cliche, the high motor.
Exactly.
It's going to be the type of guy that we prioritize. So if you can get, and we're leaning more toward the higher RAS scores too, the better athletes, the faster, the quicker twitch, the elite size. If you can find that, all those measurables, trust it. Get, a couple injuries in college, but they had a great senior year. Don't worry about the injury. Like, we've seen people fall because of injuries. We've seen people. I still like the, trying to reach at wide receiver. That is a work in progress right now. It didn't sound good, but hey, if it fits the bill with everything, take a couple of swings. Need to find long-term solutions at guard. Absolutely.
Now, I agree with what you're saying. That's where I'm kind of saying is if they spend the money and go get the guy, say you go get the number one guard in free agency, which is the guy from the Chiefs. If you go get him, then your other guard, you're going to have to draft one and have that have competition. So I don't know if they can get two solid, full-time, long-term solutions at guard. I mean, I think that's a big ask. I mean, they could. I don't know, because you got that, you've got the edge, and you've got the interior defensive line. You got to do something, because if you we were talking on Twitter. So I would love to get a defense like the Eagles. I mean, they just rotate guys in, and now their defensive line is incredible. Can we get that in a year? No. Can we get that in 2 years? Yeah. Can we get close to it in a year? Yeah, I think we can. And that's the thing where I'm like, you can do all this. It is probably, to fix it completely, it probably is a 2-year process. But with Joe Burrow and with our offense, we don't have to have a Philadelphia Eagles defense. It would be great to have that, but we get some kind, somewhat close to what we had back.
We're average.
Get back to where we had in 21, won Super Bowl. That's what we have to get back to, and we're not that far away, I think.
No, we're not. We just we got it. We got to hit. We can't. Hey, Rankins could come back and just be a terror. There's always that, but calling it what it is, calling it the results on the field, we cannot just let T. Higgins. We can't let him go and then grab whoever and think it's just going to plug and play. We're going to have another T. Higgins. There is no other T. Higgins.
Yeah. Well, we tried that with Jesse Bates. Tried DJ Reader. It didn't work. Crip here says, when was the last time you've seen a defensive player's jerseys in the stand? Not a legend or a family member, we never put money on the defense, is what I'm saying. Which is, Crip, I love you. They've actually put a lot of money on the defense the last couple of years. They've spent a lot of time, draft capital, free agents. There's a lot of money they put on the defense. It hasn't, the last 2 years, it hasn't worked. I mean, we can rattle off all the free agents that they signed when we went to 2021. They're all mostly all defensive guys.
But it's just like giving Rankins more than what you could have paid Reader for. Mm-hmm. It's like, I get it, hindsight, but it's no longer hindsight for me. I am firmly in the camp that we saw what we had with Reader. We saw his locker room presence. We saw his leadership. We saw his ability to come back from a similar injury. Trust that he's going to do it again. Forget the age. Same. People could start making the argument against Trey Hendrickson. It's like, oh, he's getting up there. I don't care. Trey Hendrickson is going to have 17 and a half sacks when he's 40 years old.
Let's put it this way. Let's say you trade Trey Hendrickson, who led the league in sacks. You trade him. Say you get lucky, you get a second-round pick. I don't think anybody's giving us a first-round pick for him because of his age. Say you get a second-round pick. Are you guaranteed you're going to draft the next Trey Hendrickson? No. Like, this is the same thing we're complaining about, whether they let Jesse Bates go, they let DJ Reed. No. Keep them. I mean, it's just like they let Andrew Whitworth go. No. Keep them. I know we can't keep everybody, but we let enough guys go, okay? We need to keep some of them that helped us get to the Super Bowl, and these guys are good players. So
that goes back to, I feel like, at the time, you hear the plan around Jesse Bates, and the agent was a little bit different. I get that. But even with Reader, age, injury, money, let's go out and, you don't want to be left holding the bag for somebody who is past their prime, whatever.
Right.
I get the idea, and I was on that bandwagon for a few years. I'm off. I'm done. If we've got somebody special, and hey, I'm telling you, that also means waiting to see if Sam Hubbard is healthy, because I think his injuries last season, people are like, oh, he lost 2 steps.
He's been hurt for 2 years. Yeah, he's been hurt for 2 years. Well, that's the part that
drives. If he comes back healthy, he could be back to second year Sam.
I'm okay with resigning him for vet minimum or something like that, because I'm sorry, last 2 years he's been hurt, and God love him, he tried, but that was also the issue I had with Lou. He kept playing him over and over and over again, and
you got to shut players down sometimes.
Yeah,
when Joe had the hamstring issue, he wanted to play that last preseason game, and Zach had to shut him down. Actually, said absolutely not, and it was right. Honestly, we should have probably sat him a couple games. Looking back, hindsight, but obviously, you think 60% Joe Burrow is better than most of the league, and overall, it's kind of right. He needs reps, but that's another story.
Everybody needs reps. Monty said it's going to be hard or going to be tough to sign Chase, Higgins, and Hendrickson.
But he wants it to happen.
Yeah, he wants it to happen. The thing is, though,
get creative.
I said this before. I went from thinking T's gone for most of the year until Joe started talking stuff. And then Jamar started talking. And then the agent change was a huge deal, because David Mulligetta, like Joseph Osai, I love Joseph Osai. He's a Mulligetta guy. I don't think we're going to sign him because of that, because we've never signed anybody. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope we get Osai back, because I think he will start to come around. But that's where it gives me hope. And it just, things change. After that Dallas game, things change. I don't know what. Joe started talking and Jamar started talking, and not like a week or two after that, he changed his agent. Something changed. So that's where I'm like, I think there's a chance. And now, one thing I keep going back to this. Joe said when he had his press conference, when he announced his contract, he did say there's wiggle room or there's something in there that he can help. I don't know what that is. So maybe he defers some money. Maybe I don't know. But the thing is, if Joe and Jamar want T here, they got to be able to help facilitate that a little bit. Somehow defer some money, do something. And I'm not saying I'll never say nobody should ever get as much money as you deserve. They deserve it. And Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in the league. Joe is one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the league. They deserve their money. but they want to keep T. They got to try to maneuver this, and maybe they are. I'm hoping they are.
I just hope everyone around the negotiations is completely honest, and I hope more people get involved in the negotiations. There is a recurring theme that I hear in failed negotiations that Troy said something bad. and again, a million times over, like I would try to drink Troy under the table. I would party with Troy. He is a funny dude. Very intelligent, knows his stuff. Obviously, accomplished attorney. I don't want to say he's playing too hard a hardball, but how about good cop, bad cop? Have Elizabeth come in and then let somebody know how much they are valued by the organization.
Yeah.
And like, oh, Troy's just, I don't know. Play that. Like, it's not
stroke their ego a little bit, please.
Something because we all love these guys.
Oh yeah.
And I know Absolutely. The front office does. And I feel like some of the tough negotiations gets way too much airtime when that's never the intention. But then again, if no one approached anybody and said, we love you, we like what's it going to take? Like,
this is where
aside from the negotiations, what can we do to keep you? Can we get you Skyline graders for life? Would you sign?
You sign
I would sign in a heartbeat. I would break my leg for Skyline graders for life. But that's just me. It's like, let's have those conversations, and players talk. Like, don't let Corey Dillon said it a million times on this show. Don't let the agent works for you.
Yep.
If you're sitting there, you're in a perfect position. You're hanging out with your guys. Everybody loves you. Like, I don't know. I guarantee you, no one is going to yell "T" like we do in Cincinnati. You are.
We say it with love.
Loved more than your mom. Well, mom loves him more than anybody, but we are next in line.
Well, we love his mom too. She's awesome.
Oh man, I love it. Oh,
Mama
she's
T's
going
awesome.
after fans, talking shit. I love it.
She cracks me up on Twitter. I have so much fun. Like,
Mama.
Did you see she did the eye emoji and just put that out there? I said, don't tease me.
Yeah.
Don't tease me with that. What are you doing? Brandon wants to know, what's the date the Bengals need to release players so they will not hit the cap for next year?
Spot track. I go to other resources. I ain't it.
I don't know that for offhand. So maybe somebody in the chat or Cap can look that up.
Yeah, Tony Blake, they need to do something with Volson, make him third stringer second because he's getting bullied out there. Hey, which blows my mind. Like, how do you regress? Like, I don't think he was the type of dude that should have regressed, which made me feel good about the change.
He regresses, and I love Cam Taylor-Britt, but he did regress this year. He got better, toward the second half of the season. And
Cam is coming back on
Cam's
fire.
Coming back. Don't worry. I'm not
telling you.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just saying those are things that did happen this year. And both those coaches are gone now because you can't have guys regress.
We kept the DB coach.
Oh, that's right.
Can't. I'm telling you, I don't mean to say it like this, but I don't think Cam's issue is athletic at all. It's just little mental part of the game. He's going to come back, and I mean, he's going to be expensive because he's going to blow up this year. I really, honestly do feel it.
They play too much hardball.
Yep,
rubbed them the wrong way. T wants to stay, otherwise he wouldn't have fired his agent. I agree. I completely agree with that. I mean, that's where I said, like, what more do you want? The guy, because David Mulligetta would have got T I think the most money he could get, because that's what he does for his agents or for his players, and T gave that up to stay here. So, what more do you want? Go sign him.
I mean, and these players, like, you got to understand what you can do with 20 million as opposed to 24. I mean, I hate to say it, but that 4 million does not matter if you're in a good spot. Like they say, your commute time. I don't know if you've ever seen the statistic, but it's something like if you drive an hour to work, and you get something closer to like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that's like giving yourself a $40,000 a year raise. That is a large amount of money percentage wise for a lot of people thinking about changing jobs and who drive to work.
There you go.
So 4 million out of 20 is nothing. I mean, you could literally be in a better spot. You just gotta spend your money wisely. And I'm not talking about being frugal. It's get somebody that knows what they're doing. Don't let your buddy talk you into that multi-level marketing stream, or he's got some kind of weird thing he wants you to invest in. It's a guarantee or some cryptocurrency named after whoever who saved a kitten from what. Don't do it. Be smart and just live off your interest, your dividends, whatever your money's earning. And then you've got that power to, all right, fine. I'm gonna sign cheaper here, and I got a clause in my contract that I can dip at any point in time, no penalty. You know, you just call it a wash, leave, whatever. Hey, I love it.
Dustin, I agree with Cap. There's are sometimes where you want to negotiate tough, but with your stars, it's a partnership, and let's move swiftly on these negotiations. I agree, and that's the thing for me. I keep saying, we went through a whole year already or last 2 years. Are they going to sign T? Now this year, when's they going to sign Jamar? Enough is enough. Get it done. Yep. And trade needs to be. I completely agree. You got to get this stuff done. It needs to happen sooner than later.
Augie being the hero, talking about March 13th, 2025 at 4 p.m. They got to be cut to avoid a cap hit.
That's it.
Thank you, Augie.
And then Bruce B, how are we feeling about Charlie Jones?
Bruce B with the profile pick again. Like, y'all are professionals. Man,
look way better what mine is.
Bruce B's out there like making that Hollywood money. Good looking out. Hey, I mean, he breaks some.
I'm drafting wide receiver and see what happens. See who makes the team. That's where I'm at with.
Oh yeah,
Charlie Jones. That's.
Trenches number one. But like some of the drafts the mock drafts that I was playing around with, OSU Igbuka fell, and I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry, but if he's there in the first round, I'm taking him. I'm sorry, like. Man, that changes a lot of things, and I don't want to talk about it, but I'm taking him. So,
Does here says I think tight end is a sneaky need. No, I don't think there's anything sneaky about it. I do think it is a need because
and I see what people say that I wouldn't. I would leave it. I would leave it alone because
I'd draft one if you can. I'd sign Gesicki. He's another one I'd resign.
Yeah, gotta resign Gesicki
unless they feel really good about Alt. About his recovery.
I do.
If he can stay healthy, dude,
get that man whatever he needs. Talk to Joe Burrow. Get Burrow's trainer, massage therapist, employees to help out. And a little joke about that. I don't understand the employee thing, but anyway, to help Eric All get healthy.
She's pretty hot. Whoever's that employee he's got, she's pretty hot.
You know what? Hey, she's a model. So it's not that she's not. I just see somebody different. I'll admit, I'm a little partial to the ex. I thought they were a good couple. I thought they looked like a good couple. She had the same vibe too. Like when I tailgated with the family, and she stayed in the van. And I'm like, that is such a Joe Burrow thing to do. All these people. And she's staying in the van to make sure, nobody's taking pictures, it just had that same vibe. So I don't know, but hey, if he's smart, if Joe's smart, he's staying single at least for the next 5 years, because I mean, it's going to be, he's going to be able to have his own show. Who Wants to Date Joe Burrow? And he's going to
hosted by Strawberry Ice.
And if I see my wife on that show, I'm going to be mad.
There'd be a lot of people there. So we got the Senior Bowl coming up this week. I don't know if you're a big draft geek. Like, I mean, I don't consider myself a big draft geek, but I do, for some reason, I do like the Senior Bowl. I like watching actually the practices more than
I like
watching
reading
the playoffs.
everybody who spends time being a draft geek because
Yeah,
I just don't have the time, but I love hearing the feedback and what everybody thinks.
Yeah, I like what, and I'll be watching the trenches because I do think this is going to be a trenches draft again for the Bengals. I think it's going to be first and second round picks will be offensive or defensive line. You got to fix this, and that's just what we're getting to, more where the offensive line is almost completely fixed, and the defensive line was really good going to the Super Bowl, and we let guys go. It's like, ugh. That's the thing that it's frustrating. Now, question for you, Cap: are you re-signing BJ Hill?
Yes,
I am. I think he's one you got to keep. You can't deplete that defensive line anymore from letting him go.
And it's not even, I know you don't mean that in a negative way, but like I could see how people could take that like, oh, we're just keeping him because we don't want to deplete ourselves too much.
He's a good player. No, he's a good player.
He can rush. No. He can rush a QB. He can eat up some blockers. I mean, but once again, we know BJ Hill. We know his attitude. We know his character. We know his work ethic. I got to keep that in the locker room. And we can do it. Like, I get it. It's been said in chat, and appreciate the hell out of all of y'all chat, that it's going to be tough to sign Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Trey Hendrick. It will be, but tough could mean creative. And that is that one thing that this front office, the family that owns the team, I don't think really, well, we all know they've never put themselves in an uncomfortable situation looking at the future dollars. But I'm telling you, I have never felt so sure of myself. If they go all in, get weird, get creative, push dollars into the future, don't understand how you're going to do it in 3 years, F it, do it anyway, because you're going to get paid out immediately. You're going to get a Lombardi. Make it happen. Go all in 2025. This team, this coaching staff, the character that's in the locker room, these guys are hungry. And if you just go all in one off season, it could be like the Rams. They went all in once and then haven't been basically heard from since. And that's just a fact. We don't even have to go that far, but why not? Hell,
I'll say this with that just hit me while you're talking here. Zach's going all in because he's putting all the pressure on himself because of what, like I said, you believe it or not, you can believe it, what Zach said or not, I believe it. He said he was the one that was in charge of firing all the guys on defense and the offensive line coach. That's an all-in move. I mean, because he could just run it back and do the same thing. We just got to get better. We just got to coach better, blah, blah, blah. Zach's like, no, what we did this year wasn't good enough. We've got to figure this out. He blew everybody out, and we're starting over. Now, Al Golden's been here before, but he's never been to DC. He's been the linebackers coach. So to me, from Zach's point of view, that's an all-in move to start it off. I think. I don't know. Am I crazy?
I don't think you're crazy at all. Zach knows. Zach doesn't listen to the outside noise, but he knows what the outside noise is. Mm-hmm. And he knows that is not what maybe the masses would have liked to see. And I'm talking about the entire process, not necessarily the Al Golden hire, but that plus the entire process. He knows. He doesn't care. I want him to win a Lombardi so badly, obviously for all of us, because we have a Lombardi, the Bengals won, but because his book one day is going to be about how you develop yourself, your character, and what you believe in, and how you stick to it, how you keep faith in pushing what you know is right into that ultimate goal. It's going to be a phenomenal book. I want it to be written.
And how he high-fived this weird dude cap and jacket one day too. I don't know what his deal was.
Too funny. So yeah, you're taking a little bit of a chance, but again, he's worked with him, he's heard him, and some people are just leaders. I think we heard that today from Al Golden. He is a leader. He is a guy that can tap into what these players are about and get the best out of them. And I'm hoping, what I don't know is he going to have favorites? Is he going to be slower to make a change if we need to make a change? I'm hoping not.
I hope not, because that to me was Lou's problem. He was too slow.
People forget. Zach came in. Zach benched Andy Dalton on his birthday.
Yeah.
People talk about all this stuff. People have made all these scenarios up about who Zach is. Zach Dalton. Geez. Don't. Oh man, I could see haters running with that one. Stop. Where's my flashy thingy? Men in Black. Zach Taylor benched Andy Dalton on his birthday. We need a defensive coordinator who's willing to do the same thing. If you're not playing, happy birthday, sit your ass down.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. You've got to put your A game out there on tape, no matter what the scenario. And hey, we saw too, Jermaine Pratt did a lot of good things. And then I remember people talking about maybe a less than perfect effort on one of the tackles in a blowout win. But still, if you're deciding to kind of maybe turn it off, then what about? And I don't think that was a problem with Pratt. I think he's going to have an even better year this year. But you want to make sure that people fear for their jobs when Al is there, and I've heard some good stuff about him.
Zach
Bruce, man, God.
Well, one thing's
full on foot in my mouth, Zach. I apologize. It's my fault.
I had to put that.
Damn. Crypt, cap it. So here's the thing, and it's funny because people have posted the side by side for Andy and Burrow, and a couple people have smartly said, like, "Hey, this is actually credit to Dalton because he was severely underrated." People forget how good Andy Dalton actually was and some of the weird shit he had to put up with. I mean, Hugh Jackson, I thought, did well for us as an offensive coordinator, but people like swore him out. Like the thought of bringing him back, everybody's like, "Oh God, no." Well, he was Andy Dalton's offensive coordinator. Ken Zampese was Andy Dalton's offensive coordinator, who I don't know what he's doing right now. And Zampese, a story from the locker room. Zampese, during that horrible opening game against the Ravens, we got shut out 2017. Zampese instructed Dalton to throw it to I can't remember the wide receiver, but regardless of who's covering him, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, doesn't matter. He threw into triple coverage and got picked off in the end zone. He was following it. Now, should Andy have told Zampese to fly a kite? Yeah, in that scenario. But that is the OC telling the QB to throw it no matter how bad of a decision it could be, do it anyway. Because he's on the field or something. Horrible. That's what they had to deal with for all those years. So Andy was severely underrated. Was that throw Joe Burrow's another level? No. Man, for whatever right now, all I can think of, his name was a nickname. His real name is something different, and I'm mad that some reason I'm drawing a blank. Augie will know. He'll find it. Bruce, Andy could escape a pocket to save his life, but man, his release pales in comparison to Joe Burrow's. Yeah. Andy had some wheels, but he didn't have Joe's escapability. He didn't have, Joe, we saw it. Joe is a freak. Like the stuff we saw him do this year, he's a free. And
And that's the
I'm
thing
sorry.
too. Like, let's just put it this way: you get at least one solid guard, and say Cody Ford is the other guard. That improves your offensive line that much more and gives Joe Burrow that much more time. But that's the thing too. It's like that's what I keep saying. It's like the defense doesn't have to be a shutdown. I would love to be a shutdown defense. Can it be done? Maybe. I don't know. But it doesn't necessarily have to be done because of Joe Burrow, because of Jamar Chase, because of T. Higgins. Yep. That offense, the way if they hopefully they'll come out clicking like they were at the end of this year, start next year like that. And if they start the year like they were at the end of this last year, dude, nobody's going to touch us. Because the way they were playing, there isn't a defense that scares me that could stop us. That includes the Chiefs, that includes the Squealers, any of them. The way they were playing at the end of the year, if we start off like that next year, the defense just got to keep us in the game. That's it.
And can we talk about who calls the plays?
Sure.
Chat. What do y'all think about the conversation around who calls the plays in Cincinnati? Just start typing. I just want to point out that so the way I see it, Zach Taylor is head play caller.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he is the sole play caller.
Right.
And I will never, ever forget when Callahan called the Tyler Boyd interception behind the line of scrimmage and people ripped Zach, and Callie admitted it was his call later, and now he's head coach of the Tennessee Titans. There are conversations that I have had that I cannot repeat, not even hint toward, but fans don't understand the dynamic between how the offense was schemed, how plays are called, and do we need to maybe get more aggressive on fourth down? Maybe, but you know who we compare to in our fourth down aggressiveness? We are almost lockstep with Andy Reid. Look it up. We are almost identical to Andy Reid.
Honestly, this whole season, the way the Bengals had was, to my feeling, lockstep with the Chiefs. The ball just didn't bounce our way. We didn't get
exactly.
calls.
And to Augie talking about Augie later talking about Andy, turn the ball over at inopportune times. I'm sorry, but we had a fumble 6 against the Chiefs. We had an interception in the red zone late against the Ravens.
Yep.
I mean, Joe needs to clean that up, and I really do believe Joe's going to clean that up. I know nobody hates it more than Joe, but he's going to be in a rhythm faster because, knocking on wood, he's going to be healthy going into this training camp.
Now, one thing about this here, Rob here says more aggressive on second down. Now that it's been official that Jerry Montgomery is going to be the run game coordinator.
Yeah,
as well.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. So, and to me, this is the big talking point that we're never going to run the ball like the Eagles do. But we need to, when we do run it, we need to be able to run it as effectively as they were. That's what's got to change. And that's to me is first down, second down. Those are your running downs. If you can get 4 or 5 yards on first and second down by running the ball consistently, that's going to change everything. So if you want to be third and short instead of third and long, that's the thing that for this offense. The only criticism I have about this offense is we need to be consistent. More consistent, explosive running plays, which we started getting that with Chase Brown. I think Chase Brown fits our offense better.
We need that badly.
Yeah, I think Chase Brown can do that. I think he fits it.
And that's not a play call.
No,
that's blocking.
That's blocking execution. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm telling you right now, if we open up the first couple of weeks and Chase Brown is on pace for 2,000 yards in the season, watch how we run the ball like the Eagles. I am not even kidding you. Zach is not tied to making Burrow drop back 50 times a game. And remember, 50 times a game, how many of those are short, quick throws that are an extension of the running game. Remember, but if we could win games, just run the football, Burrow's going to hand it off.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't care. And back to the whole offensive play calling, just real quick, give pitcher his due, because when we say that, oh, Zach sucks because blah, 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 and then you look at the season, as great as it was, with one of the worst, we did things offensively no one touched with the blocking rankings that we were at the bottom. No offense compared with that type of protection. Credit Zach, credit pitch. And I don't know what the breakdown is, but pitch, I know, is one of them that got Jamar Chase moving around more. And Jamar appreciates it.
Sets a lot this year too.
Yeah, I know Dan Pitcher wants to do more next season. So this was a building block. Next season, people were like, oh, well, hey, I'm not worried about the Triple Crown winner last year, because you know who's going to win Triple Crown again? The only back-to-back winner ever? Jamar Chase. I'm not even kidding. I'm putting money on it right now.
I think I might do that. Now,
give pitcher his due.
Now, you brought up a good point here. And you talk about the tight end play. Now, for years, everybody kept saying Joe doesn't like throwing to the tight end. Zach, this isn't a tight end run offense. Well, I think the last 2 years, they've blown that up. That Joe doesn't care. He'll throw the ball to whoever. And that goes to the same thing with the running game. If it's working, Joe doesn't care. He'll hand the ball off. Zach doesn't care. That's the thing, is they haven't been able to figure out how to get it consistently blocked to have explosive plays. They didn't have a tight end who could consistently get open, until we got, Hayden Hurst a couple years ago. All this stuff where everybody keeps saying, well, they don't do that. Well, they don't do that well right now. They don't block well enough to have a consistent run game. That once they figure that out, that the blocking scheme, which hopefully the new D-line coach will help with the run game, which like I said, I do think that's interesting that the D-line coach is going to be the run game coordinator. But it kind of gives, they all got to mesh together. Once they figure that out to get it consistent, they're going to do it. They're going to use it. They're not going to be scared to use it. That's the thing where I think people get it twisted. Just because they don't do something because, well, they're not good at it doesn't mean they don't like it. It's not working for them, and it hasn't worked, and they got to figure that out. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely perfect sense. And I agree, and they're working toward it. Rob, now Dan Pitcher had an entire offseason go over what worked and what didn't, and working. Yeah, 100%. I cannot wait. Augie, I had to look it up. Brandon LaFell. Bonus points if you know his nickname.
Brandon LaFell.
Yep. Brandon LaFell. So
Bruce
B, who's an ideal back to pair with Chase Brown?
Man, the kid out of Boise State.
Hey, but was Khalil Herbert on a 1 year?
I
can't remember.
I don't know.
But Khalil looked good.
He did.
And I'm sorry, don't ever forget Travion Williams. Yeah. The dude has done nothing but, I feel like lately he's gotten like 3 opportunities and one he had a wrong assignment or something. Like, it was crazy. Like, it looked worse than it was. But when you look at the plays he's made, hey, now if you ask me what I wish we could have, give me a big ass, huge brawler. Somebody that, forget the tush push. You hand it off. He is carrying anybody in front of him for at least 2 yards. The man will never gain less than 2 yards. Give me a big back like that with a huge ass who can just get 2 yards.
That's who I wish we still had, was P. Ryan, which that killed me. He's the one that sealed the game yesterday. I was like, God.
Crypt, I would shit my pants. Cap, Taylor, and Dalton for ruler of the jungle. I would die. I would die. That was so cool. We went to Carolina, and I yell Andy, and he smiles. He comes up and like shakes my hand. That was just cool. They're good people. Good people. Those were some fun years. Frustrating we couldn't get over the hump, But I appreciate everything they did for us. Tony Blaze, this season we need to win our first home opener. Yes. And you know why? You know why we will? Joe Burrow's going to be healthy. I can't say it enough. I've got the data. I still haven't made a video.
I'm knocking on wood. I'm knocking on everything. I hope so.
Hey, as long as Joe Burrow is healthy and he gets the reps he needs, now I promise you, if he's not getting more reps than Mahomes, I'm going to be on social media asking why. I want Joe to get the reps. Now, if they want to throw exotic blitzes at him in practice, because a lot of that stuff in practice is scripted, they have certain rules, like the defense won't just throw everything. I say, yeah, Al Golden, please listen.
Will Zach Dalton be healthy too?
Piss off Zach, piss off everybody, and piss off everybody, and start throwing just crazy stuff out. Get Burrow rattled in practice because that's what he needs. That's you always see that he'll get rattled. He won't play that well. And then it's up to other parts of the team to pick it up. But then once he gets that out of it, once he sees some looks and then he's locked in, then he goes on a tear. Like it happens every year. He's a man. I truly believe Joe Burrow's a man that needs the reps.
Oh, yeah, said it. He said it. He needs the reps. He said it at his press conference. Holmes here says, so I guess Trey Brown, front office executive for the Bengals, is sticking around since he didn't get the Jets GM position. Sounds like it to me. I don't think he's going anywhere.
And Augie got the nickname right with JoJo. Yep. I had one of his buddies almost calling me out. And I'm like, oh, no. Like we loved, like he thought I was talking trash about LaFell. I'm like, no. We loved him. Like, the JoJo, like, he's like, yeah, friends and family call him JoJo, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, oh, no.
Come on, Joe. Let's go, JoJo. JoJo the Tire Man. Sorry.
And bonus points to everybody who knows what movie that's from. Absolutely the greatest.
It's Bad Boys, the original. It's awesome.
You gave it away.
I know.
Everybody should know that.
They should know that. JoJo, don't let it be that way. Joe, come on.
Give him something.
Give him something, Joe. All right, Cat, we've been on for an hour and 7 minutes. I appreciate you coming on. Next Monday, our boy, I haven't confirmed, the man, the myth, the legend, clock killing Corey Dillon will be back on the show next Monday.
I miss that dude.
I know, me too. He's been busy and hasn't been able to come on, but he told me he would come on. He's going to come
back looking like 10 years younger and like 3 times wealthier and just grinning ear to ear. And
it's that cocoa butter. They put
exactly. Oh man, we got to do. I need to work on like a song or a video.
Corey's back. Corey's back. Corey's back. Corey's back.
Like guess who's back? Like do that video, but put Corey's face in the video.
That would be awesome. Guess who's
back?
Back again. Corey's back. Corey's back. Corey's back. Okay.
And just everybody starts singing.
All right, Cap. Anything else you want to say before I let you go, brother?
Nah. To take the words straight from Joe Burrow, it's Bengals first, and then everybody else.
Boom, baby. See ya. All right, guys. It's Bag of Nuts. CD's nuts. Exactly. All that stuff. What'd you say? We want him back. Hey, no. Corey's the only one allowed to make fun of my singing. Augie. Just kidding. Yeah, so he should be back. Not should be. He said he's coming back next Monday. So it's going to be a good time. The gang will be back together. Corey's been out there fighting wildfires and put his nuts all over the place. I don't know. He's been busy. But hey, thanks for watching. As always, I've been live streaming on ZTV Online, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch. You can follow me on all those along with Instagram, Threads, and TikToks. If you're watching the show right now on, like I said, anything, YouTube, Facebook, X, give me a thumbs up. The show super chats are done for now, but you got the stickers or the things for Facebook. You can give me those. Any of that, I would greatly appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. And like I said, I passed up my anniversary, not my wedding anniversary of doing the show here. It was sometime last week. I can't remember when I tweeted it out, but I've been doing this show. This is starting my 7th year of doing this show. And it started from me doing a silly video in my kitchen to doing videos down here in the ice cave to going live to meeting guys like Cap and Corey and all the Bengals beat writers and Chris Welch and Bronson Arroyo and Graham Ashcraft and all these different guys that I've had on the show. David Fulcher, Jim Breach, all these different guys that I've had on the show. Ted Karras. Who else? I got to meet T. Higgins. I haven't got on the show yet. I'm hoping he'll come on sometime. It's just been awesome. And it's all because of you guys watching the show and supporting the show. So from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys caring what my dumb ass has to say. I hope you find it enjoyable. Sometimes it's hard to do a daily podcast, especially when there's not a lot going on. I didn't really talk Bearcats today because they're completely pissing me off. I'm a Wes Miller fan, but Wes has got to figure this out. This offense is not going to cut it in the Big 12, and it's starting to affect our defense, I think. So this is my little 2-cent rant for the Bearcats. We got to figure something out, or Wes will not be the Bearcats coach. I've never went from being so confident in one season to I expect us to lose Tuesday. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope to God I'm wrong. But it's not looking good. I went from thinking we're going to be, Elite 8 team, Sweet 16 team, to I right now would be lucky if we even get in the NIT. I mean, it's they just look lost, like they don't know what to do. Wes seems to be trying to do the same thing that's not working, and it's not working. And he keeps doing it. It's like banging your head against the wall over and over again. The wall is going to win. You got to change something. And it doesn't seem like Wes is willing, capable of changing, because it's not. They got the athletes. He's got, I think, more talent than Mick Cronin had on his team. This is a very talented, highly athletic team. They should be playing better, a lot better than they are. And it's very frustrating to watch them. So that's why I talk a lot about Bearcats. But yeah, I agree with you, Brad. They look lost. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, guys, I've reached out to Mama T, and I think she's kind of just laying low for right now. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he'll sign. He should sign. We'll see what happens. But anyway, shout out to my sponsors, which are Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Make sure you check them out at 513-430-6114 for all your lawn and landscaping needs. Because here, in about a month or so, grass will start growing and we'll have to start cutting it again. Also, shout out to Midwest's best barbecue and creamery right out there, Ward's Corner Avenue exit. I'm not kidding. Throw a dart at the menu. You're going to love whatever you pick. It's all delicious. Tell Tim Nicole Ice sent you. Also, show's brought to you by Meyer Window and Doors. Check them out at www.meyercincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. And my Westside peeps, go check out Hail Mary's, your ticket to the game, right there in the heart of Cheviot. Big ass TV screen, beer specials, food trucks, free parking. It's a great place. Also, T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check them out at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs. Now, I know I've had lots of remote shows here last couple months. Well, Friday night was the last one. I'm doing at Millions for a little while. The Bengals Now, obviously, is done until next year, and hopefully Fox 19 will ask me back to do that again. More on Logger House. We got some things coming up. I'll be doing some stuff there for opening day. But between now and then, I am live here every day at 5:30. So back here in the Ice Cave. So hopefully you guys will spread the word. It's back at 5:30 all the time. Hope you guys enjoy it. Other than that, that's your sports, baby. See ya!
Weekday nights, the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ices on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight.